The M-Balm Effect presents Rock Hard.
What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Rock Hard here on the M-Balm Effect. I'm here live in studio with Ghost and Andrea, and tonight we have a very special guest. She's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Please, everyone, welcome Lola Beth. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
We're doing all right over here, and it's a little different. I don't know how about the weather is over there, but the weather over here kind of it got bad, right, Andrea?
Yeah, it just got bad.
Yeah.
It started downpouring.
Very wet.
Yeah, so we're kind of dealing with that, and I'm hoping that the thunderstorm that we're supposedly having is not going to kick the power off. So please bear with us because it might happen.
Oh, you're good.
So Lola, let's dive into this here. So you're in the music career, all right? So let's dive into who Lola is and how exactly you got into the music career.
So I've been singing and writing since I was about 7 years old. My dad used to play guitar, and so I picked it up from him, and I've been doing it ever since. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I know that everyone has a different path to walk, so to speak, and we've had a lot of different people here on the show, whether it be in studio or remote, and we're kind of new with the remote aspect of it. So it's nice to kind of reach out to people living in different areas. Like you're in Virginia Beach, we're all the way out here in Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
And it definitely adds a different aspect to understand more who everyone else is and what they've experienced. We've had bands like last guy we had on was the Spooky Metal Man, Dan Sprague, and he was very humble. He was very quiet, but he gave up some information that I never knew about him. But I would say, I gotta say, I think you're the first female guest we had on from the music world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm very honored to have you on.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Yeah. So with that being said, is this your first podcast or
I think it's my second.
second?
Yeah.
We're a little different on here. I know a lot of podcasts are like audio only, or just maybe they go through I don't know, what is it, Zoom or whatever, but
Yeah.
we have a little bit of a different aspects, we believe wholeheartedly in the production value. So that's why you see a lot of graphics and all that stuff.
Hear all the fun noises.
All the fun noises, always. But in the music world, though, it's pretty much the same thing. Everyone has a different genre. Everybody has different sound. And the one thing that I always enjoy hearing is the female aspect. I like women vocalists. Now, I know there's people out there that might go, oh, it's not as good as maybe a guy in a band or something like that. I'm like, why? They never give you a clear, concise answer.
No.
Lola,
Because they can't.
they can't.
They can't.
But have you ever had anybody kind of give you that kind of feedback at all? Or have you ever heard yourself from somebody that you know?
I've heard several people say that they're not into female artists. I've also had people tell me that my voice is unique to them, and that they my one friend, he doesn't really like a lot of female artists, but he likes my voice, but could just be because he's my friend. I don't know.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who your influences are, and I know we'll get to that in just a moment, but I got to say,
Okay.
Maria Brink from In This Moment, amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Ginger, for
Oh,
instance.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
So, and I know from what I saw, Paramore is somebody that you are influenced by. Am I correct?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, Paramore's great. I
yeah.
love the new song. This is why I don't leave the house, because I can totally it resonates with me. I don't
Yep.
like leaving the house. So a lot of people like the older stuff. It's not bad, but I dig that song.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
So when it comes to music writing, what space do you use in your home? Like, I know some people might have offices or maybe like built-in studios in their homes, or maybe they're just chilling out in their living room doing
Yeah.
this thing. Where do you prefer writing music?
So I write a lot of my songs in my car. I don't know why, but something about being in a car writing is really peaceful to me.
So you're one of those people that you're probably like me. I'll get home from like work or something, and I'll sit in the car for like 15 minutes just
Same.
listening
Yeah.
to music.
Mhm.
Sometimes, so I'm in an apartment complex, and I'll look over, and there'll be another mom, you know what I mean, or adult that's like avoiding whatever's inside, you know, just giving themselves a few minutes, whether it's a pet or a person or whatever.
You just got to take that breath and just let the music just
Do you-
consume you.
Do you have a do you like play other music while you're writing, or do you know, like have your own already done and like just play it over and over in the car? Or
So sometimes I'll look up like beats and like YouTube beats, or I'll listen to like some instrumental stuff, and then I'll take like the melody, like the vocal melody that I've come up with for my lyrics, and then put it on guitar.
nice.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I find everybody has different methods to their madness. Like some people will write down the lyrics first, and then go with the instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Like if I were to have done this, I probably would do the beat first, then go with the melody.
And then build off of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would do if I was doing any type of music. In the background, I have done electronic music and all that, and have made like instrumentals and stuff like that. I'm not trying to make anything out of it. It's just something that I like to do. It's just for fun, hobbies and all that. But with that all being said, though, like, have you been in a band, or is it something you've done always as just a solo career as a music artist?
Yeah, I've been on several bands. I used to have a band called Autumn Envy. Um, but since I moved, I really haven't like started a band yet. I plan on it. Just trying to figure out where I'm thinking about going to New Jersey now, so I'm not sure if I'm staying here or not. So it just depends where I'll be moving to.
Yeah. Where are you originally based out of? Or where were you from originally?
So I'm originally from Stanton, Virginia.
Okay. So still in Virginia, just in a different part of the state.
Yeah.
Okay. I did see there was a post that you had on Facebook, I believe, about a shindig up in upstate New York where we are for mental health. I thought that was pretty cool. That's one thing that we do advocate here on the show. Now I don't know if you've actually watched like the main show. We get a little crazy on the show. We make dark humor and we crack jokes and bust each other's balls here. But
Yeah.
the one thing I do say is mental health is so important, and it's really nice to see the music world make something out of that, like the awareness. And so, what does mental health mean to you? Is it something that you personally deal with on a regular basis? I know I do. I think a lot of the co-members here on the show do. I think
I do, definitely.
Yeah. So we take it seriously, you know. So is it something that you deal with on a daily basis, or?
Yeah. I kind of like write a lot about it. Kind of like Chester Bennington does, like with his lyrics. I try to incorporate it with that, and then I try to be hopeful in my lyrics as well. So
Yeah, and that's I think an important aspect is being hopeful and giving hope. I mean, for me, like it's pretty much therapy for me is just music. I don't think no, don't get me wrong. There's days where I've had where I just have to drive home in silence. And I think everybody has those days, but for the most part, and especially lately, I've noticed because I've been going through some stuff myself, and I find myself using like an earbud, just chilling in my ear with music playing. And it's not like I'm not paying attention to anybody because I am. I'm having full blown conversations.
Yeah.
But I have that in the background because I feel like it does calm me down. Now, do you like listen to music just about in all aspects of the day, or is that just something you do in like car rides or anything like that?
yeah, I love listening to trying to hear like new like pop punk music, and like I'm really into like female artists just because like I'm a female artist. Bring Me the Horizon is actually one of my favorite bands, so I go to Bring Me the
wow.
Horizon. So yeah.
Yeah, Bring Me Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I saw Maria Brink perform live here, God, 8 years ago maybe, man, she killed it. Like that whole setup they have on that, like their concert is not even just like a concert; it's a full blown show.
She's like the Cher of metal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
She like outfit, full on outfit changes. Like I'm like, man, I saw her in Missouri when I lived in Missouri.
yeah. So have you put on an official tour at all at any point, or is it something you're thinking about?
Not really. I haven't really like done a full tour. I've been like several different states and like played there, but not actually like toured.
Yeah, and I mean, I know like a couple bands here, Glass Waves, they're on tour right now, and I thought that was pretty amazing because the drummer was in another band, and I guess they disbanded. I think partially due to the fact that he like certain band members wanted to tour, and but now he's able to do that, which I thought was pretty cool. I saw. Okay, so let's just dive into this because I feel like it's a very important thing to talk about, and I noticed it with you, and I noticed other things like this too. So I saw you had a post. I don't know how long ago it was, but I think it was like a professional conversation that was supposed to be taking part here, and a man had messaged you, and unfortunately was making some comments, and you said don't be creepy, and he still kept being creepy. Do you find that to be something prevalent with a lot of men that inbox you about professional like different circumstances, or?
Yeah, I get a lot of those. It just happens like when you start putting yourself out there, you either get the haters or you get people that will just be creepy. Honestly, I'd rather get hate on than being creeped on, but yeah.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
It's definitely a battle that a lot of people have to fight. So
yeah, and I've seen people that I've known, like they've showed me inboxes, and then of course you see other inbox like screenshots and all that, and I'm just like, why do that?
Yeah.
And then of course the proverbial D pick, but it speaks for itself when somebody does that.
It's just it's more annoying when they take like I don't know something that you're doing and they like turn it into so like they reach out pretending that they're interested in what you're doing and really they're not.
Oh yeah.
They're just like it's like a means to an end, and then you're like, oh, all right, never mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's just like why can't they look past it and just be professional? Like I mean, in any other conversation,
just
or
fucking human.
respectful.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's all about respect.
Yeah.
In every conversation I had with Lola in Facebook, because that's how we were conversing, and that's how we got this whole thing together. I hope I never made you feel uncomfortable in any way like that, because I keep things baseline. Everything that I say is pretty much how I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's how it should be constantly. But hey, look, I'm different.
Yeah.
You're different. Everyone else is different.
Well, and sometimes it depends, like the person's intention. Like you're looking for people to be on the show, you actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas somebody else is like, oh, I'd love to learn how to sing. Can you teach me? But that's not what they're really trying to do.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm also married, so
Yeah.
I have no intentions on leaving. And I know you're married too, so it shows like you put that out there, and I hope that proves like, hey, you're all about the music. This is what you're doing. So because you know how people are. Sometimes they have the wrong assumptions. We have Charlie on with us. He's messaging in saying she's being too nice. Dudes be hella creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, it's got to be true.
No, we're fucked up.
Straight up just goes, yeah, we're fucked up. No big deal. Dustin from Ghost Media Entertainment says, hey, family. And Ghost Media already on here. What up? Oh, look, the Dash Man's on here with us.
Oh.
Says, just wanted to say hi. And of course, we were talking about the whole process earlier. Charlie's a music artist himself.
He is.
And he says, always have the beat playing in the background while I write. That's what he said. So it looks like I have a couple songs here from you. You got Classy here. Now, I'm going to play this here for you. Where did the Classy song, like where did this originate from? How did you start writing this one? What inspired this song?
Basically, so it's mainly about how like a lot of women these days, like I guess lack self-respect in themselves. Like they feel like they have to wear less clothing to appeal to people. And so it's basically saying like, hey, you don't have to do that. You can still be classy, and not that you can't like dress a little sexy, but like you don't have to like reveal like so much to get the attention that you want. You can still be classy and do that. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I think that's a very important message to send, especially to younger artists, because this day and age, they're growing up with a lot of known artists being half naked on the stage. So they think that's the norm, and that's how they get the attention they need to succeed. And
Right.
That's just not right. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, they always say sex sells, but that all goes away in the end because
talent sells.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. In the end, that's what comes first is the talent. Like if I enjoy, like Maria Brink, for instance, I never saw her when I first listened to the music, but I was so into them. I'm like, yes, this is badass. There's a metal band, she's killing it, and like that's how I got started listening to them, you know. And then I found out who she was, and I saw her, and I was like, wow, okay. And I didn't realize she was already in her 30s when I found him. So I was like, wow, she's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that statement. Like, you don't have to. I don't know. Maybe some people just find it to be like that's how they get their attention at first, but I don't think you need that. I think your talent's just in itself sells.
Look at Miley Cyrus, for example. For a very long time, her career was being half naked on stage, shaking her ass.
Yeah.
Now, she's in my opinion, respectable artist. Absolutely.
I mean, you know, I guess, like I said earlier, you know, everybody takes a different path of, walks of life.
Yeah.
So, Ghost Media says, that's an amazing message. Having a 10-year-old girl super involved in our business, we need more women to stand up and be leaders for people like her. Thank you for that. And I agree. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Do you find it to be very difficult at all, like compared to guys in the music career, or do you find it to be easier to get yourself out there? I know we all battle algorithms on social media, which that's a whole story in itself. It's just terrible. But do you find that to be the case, or do you find it to be easier to get yourself out there?
So I feel like it's both hard and easy, like because there's not a lot of women in the music industry. Like there is, but there's not, like, where I feel like women aren't taken as seriously as men are in the music industry because of the whole like looks thing. Like women have to have a look. I mean, men do too, but like women have to be attractive, and so a lot of people look at the outside of the person of a woman instead of like listening to the lyrics, instead of like hearing the song. But at the same time, it's like there's more men in the music industry, I think, than women. So I feel like people do pay attention to that, you know, that there's a new woman. Oh yeah, cool. There's a female in the music industry. Awesome, you know. So
yeah, I could totally see that. And you know, look, I mean, the reality is that, you know, I feel like it's a rare thing to see compared to, like you said, there's more guys in the industry. But that's what makes it so much better, is that it's a different aspect. You're getting a different aspect, you know.
Yeah.
And when there is a really phenomenal female artist that does make it through all that bullshit they have to go through just to get past all the men that, let's be honest, flew by with ease.
Yeah.
Then it's really phenomenal, and it's great.
Oh, absolutely.
It's wonderful.
I mean, as somebody who's in the industry now, I mean, for somebody to start, like Ghost Media was talking about, you know, a 10-year-old girl super involved in the business that they have. Look, I mean, what would be some advice for somebody who's starting out?
Main advice I can give is like, don't give up, because it's very like the music industry is it's always changing, and it's a very cutthroat industry, and you have to have tough skin. And when you first get into it, like, you're going to be broken down like a lot. So you're going to get told things you never thought you would ever been told, things that would make you doubt your abilities. But the thing is, if you've been doing it for so long, or if it's a dream that you've really wanted, like the biggest thing is just don't give up and just keep being persistent every single day. Like, do something that benefits yourself in that career. Like, for instance, like keep learning about your craft. Like, take a songwriting course, or like look it up on YouTube. Like, keep posting videos, keep performing. Just it's like all about staying consistent.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
find that sometimes people might get started in this thing and forget the practice aspect of it.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
key part. Like, you got to keep going. You
Yeah.
got to keep practicing, and like you said, just hone your craft,
No.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. If we would have done this interview 4 years ago when we started,
Yeah.
probably would have been terrible at asking these
Horrible.
questions. I would have been completely just,
The mics probably wouldn't have even worked.
no, you're probably right.
Our table would have fallen apart.
I was gonna say the table would have fallen.
The whole studio would
It
have,
was this little tiny table.
That technically only had 3 legs.
yeah, I don't even know how that stood up for all that time.
It shouldn't have.
But like, that's what I look at, and I'm sure you see it as a music artist. You go back and you look at all the stuff that you've done in the beginning, and then you compare it to now. You go, wow, that's a pretty big jump from
Yeah.
what that is to, because you grew,
Yeah.
you grow over time, and that's what I think is so cool. Is that when you listen to music from like when you first started, how does that make you feel when you listen to it?
Oh gosh, I can't even listen to my stuff that I did like 2 years ago. Like, because I like my music taste and my music genre has changed so much. So well, it was probably like 5 years ago. I can't listen to that stuff. So like when I like like I just like I'm like, oh gosh, my voice is like so much different now. Like my writing is like so much better now than compared to that. But that's the thing, like you're always gonna get better like than you were like yesterday if you keep doing it, yeah.
Yeah, I totally see that as something that you definitely progress at, especially the writing aspect. It's got to be
Yeah.
something that you eventually just go, okay, now I've already written a few songs. It's been a year or two in, and you're just starting that progress. We have a couple comments here. Corey's on here. Getting into the local music scene has been the most rewarding thing I've done in years. Keep at it and don't give up. Brian says practice makes perfect. 100% awesome message. Love it. Much love, everyone. And I agree. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so let me ask you this, because you're in Virginia Beach. So the music scene here is pretty big on the alternative metal scene. What do you see over there in Virginia Beach? What's more prevalent in the music scene over there?
So I've only been here for a year, but what I've seen, there's a lot of hip hop, a lot of R&B. I've only seen a little bit of an alternative scene. Like there's like 3 places maybe that'll play like metal music or alternative music, and I've gotten into one place so far. The other 2 are really hard to get into, but it's like Elevation 27 and Riff House, and then you have what was the other place? Oh, Scandals. They're really cool places to play metal and alternative music, but I feel like there's like the only places like here that I've seen that allow that.
Yeah, I mean, I find it kind of crazy how like it does differ in different places. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there is hip hop and rap here, but it's not as prevalent, I would say, as metal and all that.
I don't think so. No.
No.
I don't know. So I have
I think it
I
depends
have
on
a friend from
where.
elementary school who he's like Prince, but he's not. Like I can't explain it. He's definitely R&B, and he's got like this Prince / Michael Jackson kind of sound to him, and I don't know. They're always playing. He's always doing a gig somewhere.
Yeah.
So I just don't think we pay attention
Yeah.
to the other scenes. That's all.
True.
But,
I mean, we have a
but
local,
rap, I don't know about if there's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we had a local rapper in a couple of years ago.
Charlie.
We had him
Oh
in.
yeah, I mean Charlie.
And then we also had that
But
dude
when
Chris.
was the last time? Where's Charlie at? Where are you performing, Charlie?
He's licking his wounds after Mortal Kombat still.
Yeah, he did get beaten in the video game Mortal Kombat.
I saw it.
So, yeah, when you perform on stage, I guess it differs for people who have been doing it for a while. But when you go on stage today, do the nerves still run rampant, or is it just something that you're just like, it's it's normal now?
Yeah, I still get nervous. Yeah, definitely. I'm like really introverted, so like being performing is like one of those hard, like songwriting is easy for like the easiest part, but performing, I love performing, but it's hard because I'm so introverted, and um just getting out there in front of people is like, I don't know, it's like,
Rough.
yeah, it's hard, but
Yeah.
once I'm done like with my performance, I'm like, I did it.
Yeah.
Like I deserve a
It's an
cookie.
accomplishment. Right. It's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I think this is the most I talk in a day. I mean, when I'm behind the microphone. I mean,
Yeah.
in a week, because we do this once a week pretty much. I'm
Yeah,
introverted too, and I feel like, when we first started doing this show, it was kind of hard because like you're doing it live.
Mhm.
And, I mean, when you record, you can fix the fuck ups, right? You
Yeah.
can edit,
Mhm.
But when
Doing it live.
doing it live, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You screw up a word, everyone hears.
Huh.
We don't have
Yeah.
a dump button. We're not a radio show.
No.
So, I want to get to what the first show you've ever gone to, the first concert you've ever gone to. Who was it, and how was that experience?
Okay, so my first concert was Hillary Duff.
Oh, there you
Now
go.
I don't feel so bad because I was like, oh no.
I think I was like, I want to say 7 years old. And they had like this like little karaoke before the concert for like all the little girls to and
Aw.
I remember singing on the like little karaoke. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Actually,
Yeah.
my first concert was Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
Yeah, back in
That's
2000.
Yeah.
way better
Wow.
than mine. My parents wouldn't take me to anything, and so my neighbor across the street took me to New Kids on the Block.
Oh.
The old New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah.
My first was Def Leppard.
Oh, see, that would have been.
That's badass.
Shut up.
Joan Jett.
Oh, okay. We don't want to talk to him anymore.
We
Forget
don't want to talk to this
You
guy
don't
anymore.
count. Who did your mom bring you?
Yeah, she did.
See,
Oh,
she's
see.
a good mom.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cool mom like that.
And Foreigner.
Oh, you got to wait. Not Lou Graham though, right?
No,
Because he was
no,
already
no.
gone.
Yeah, no.
Lou Graham actually lives in this town that I live in.
Yeah,
so
he does.
I've seen him a handful of times. He's a great guy. You wouldn't even notice it's him because he doesn't obviously dress like a rock star.
He does not.
No, he's just he's
You
just that
just
guy.
expect him to walk around all
Yeah.
the time in rock star.
Why not? Corey says my first show was a Christian ska band called Five Iron Frenzy. Those dudes still rip. Well, there you go. And then Brian says my parents were Christian. I went to some church for a concert. Unfortunately, well, that was his first experience.
Yeah.
The choir boys. I got to say though, speaking of doing it live, when I did see Avril Lavigne, because my ex wanted to go, and her aunt and uncle bought her tickets, so
Yeah.
we all went.
Yeah.
She had her hand in drumming, and I thought that was pretty good. She fucked up one time, but just played it off like it was no big deal. And I thought that was like amazing. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, she didn't even care. She just kept going.
No, if they can fuck up and then like roll off it and turn it into something presentable and it works,
Oh yeah.
then more power to them.
Have you ever made a mistake doing a show live at all? And how did you roll with it, or was it something that like maybe threw you off a little bit?
I think I remember my string broke, and I don't know which one it was. I think it was like the G string. So I didn't even know I don't even know. I don't even remember what I did, but I kept playing, and I hope it sounded okay because, yeah.
Well, sometimes people don't really catch it.
Yeah.
And it depends on what kind of thing
It depends
happens.
on what
And
you're
most things sound better without the G string anyway.
You know how much it sucks to screw up when you're working at a haunted attraction?
Oh no.
Because it's never cool. There's not like, I don't know. I feel like in almost any other industry, you can like play it off somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe most people won't notice, but if you're trying to be scary and then you fuck it up,
There's no coming back from that.
I once was chasing a group and I was doing such a good job until I tripped over a bale of hay. Yeah, and then they all started laughing. I was like, well, that's done.
And they all turned around and said, "Hey!"
Whereas I highly doubt most people noticed that I think you were probably good. I'm sure most people didn't notice the missing string.
Yeah.
Unless you have somebody really pretentious who's like, hang on.
I always ask this because I always am interested in what people see when they go or even perform at shows. What's a crazy moment you remember that happened at a show when you were there or maybe performing?
Oh gosh. Something funny. When I saw Rain City Drive live, the guy had like some. I don't know what he said he ate, but he had like some kind of like stain on his shirt, so he just took his shirt off on stage. um,
There was a band called An Easy Death that was on with us, and they said they were at a show, and the band on stage, they were like, it was like a restaurant, like bar type venue, and this guy, somebody had stomped on a rat, and had taken the rat by, and they didn't know it was a real rat at the time, and they were swinging it around. I guess like blood and stuff was just coming off this thing, and like the one employee was like, "No, that can't be here."
Well, yeah, those are like some violations right there.
I can tell you right now, the one I remember, it was back at a bonsai back in like I think 2013, 2014. Remember bonsai? Did you ever go to bonsai?
I didn't go, but
No?
yeah.
So I heard of it, never went.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was interesting. There was some good bands there. But there was a time where this like, I don't know how you feel about crowd surfing, Lola, but
I
ever
love
since
it.
this incident, you love it.
Yes.
I can tell you right now. I could tell you who definitely doesn't love it, and that's the girl I saw get knocked the fuck out.
oh no,
This guy was like 200 and something pounds getting crowd surfed, and this guy, somebody dropped him. He fell on this girl's head, and she got knocked out. Oh, it was terrible.
So I got a concussion in a similar fashion.
Oh my god.
I was front row all day long at the Syracuse Fairgrounds for Lollapalooza. The headliners were Metallica and Soundgarden.
Ooh.
And my boyfriend at the time, he's a drummer, so you'd think that he could use the muscles in his arms. But he chose not to.
Not that.
And I looked up just in time to see like a camouflage butt coming at my head. And I am 4'11". I'm not even 5 foot tall. So since I was up at the front of the, I was at the gated part, basically there was like nothing there. So his butt hit the back of my head, and my forehead slammed into the gate that was there keeping us from the stage.
Wow.
And I wouldn't leave. We stayed there for like 2 more. But immediately my friend was like, "You've got an egg growing on your forehead." Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I had a bad concussion, but I stuck it out. I stuck it out until Metallica, and then I started to get crushed and had to get pulled out.
Oh, too. I'm also 4'11".
Oh.
Yeah, see. So you understand my pain. Like,
Yes.
If we're not front row, we're not seeing it. So.
Yep.
Or what?
Or you got to do this and like look over shoulders. Everybody would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm not dancing. I'm trying to see a little bit of the bass player, and then a little bit of the drummer, and then a little bit. Yeah.
Just like carry a box around with you.
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
Stack of phone books.
Yeah.
You're good to
There you
go.
go.
Hey,
Just
is
get
that
a
Reinhold
stethoscope.
Yeah. So, like, what's one of your favorite kind of venues that you would play? I mean, I don't know what's over in Virginia Beach. I've never been there, so I can't really say. But like, do you like playing like actual venues, or is it something that you like to do more in a bar type venue or a restaurant type venue?
I think my well, I haven't performed a lot of places here yet, but I have one coming up at the Riff House, and I'm excited about that one because it's a more alternative place. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different venues here, but obviously, the ones we go to are like they house a lot of metal shows.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Is metal something that you listen to at all, or is it something that you're frequent in, or is it mostly pop punk?
I mainly listen to a lot of like post-hardcore, metal and pop punk.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we had a pop punk band here called Amore Alive.
Mhm.
Freaking phenomenal band.
Phenomenal.
And they disbanded recently, and I know
sad.
Jimmy's on doing things with his other band. So, but we do need another pop punk band here.
We do.
That would be cool. Is upstate New York somewhere that you would think about moving? Is it like around?
Well,
I don't know.
Jersey's not terribly far.
No.
If she goes to New Jersey, she could swing through for a weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, she had a post about an upstate New York show. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that'd be.
I actually used to live in upstate New York, Rochester actually.
Hey, that's where we are.
Yeah.
ROC.
Yeah.
Now I would recommend not getting anything older than a 2021 Kia or a Hyundai because it might get stolen by the Kia boys.
Yeah.
And you might find yourself in trouble there. And if you have band equipment there, you might never see it again.
And just don't make eye
Yeah.
contact with anyone. Don't.
I loved it.
You go,
I loved upstate. Actually, Buffalo was probably my favorite.
Buffalo?
Buffalo's nice.
Yep. I got family out in Buffalo. And it's, let me tell you, like when you go to Buffalo, like here in Rochester, have you ever had a garbage plate? Have you ever eaten one
Yes.
of those when you were here? Yes.
Mhm.
What do you get on yours?
I remember I got macaroni and cheese and baked beans and something else. I forgot what else was on it.
Yeah.
Somebody else told me about the mac and cheese part. I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. I never had it yet. Mac salad usually is good on that. Fries, you slap two cheeseburgers or something on that, or a couple Zweigels. You know,
Yep.
you throw that on them bad
Yeah.
boys, and then you slap it up with some meat sauce, the hot sauce. It's a good time, you know, especially when you're out drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
So when you're done with a show, what's your favorite thing to do? Is it like something that you do after a show? Do you go out and get something bite to eat, or do you go get some drinks? Like what's something you do?
Both of those. I'm a tourist, so I love anything that like food and drinks. It's like my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's like the best pastime.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone
Food and
says.
drinks.
Food and drinks,
Yep.
music,
Yep.
good company. You can't go wrong.
You can't.
Well, unless you drink too much, then it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, we got something going on in the comments.
Look at what Ghost said
Ghost Media said,
at the I Prevail show. Read that one.
was at an I Prevail show, and there was a fight on the balcony at the venue, and the dude fell off the balcony and landed on a group of people. They all were okay, but it was scary as hell. Also, my mom was 4'11". Wow, there's a lot of 4'11s.
Yeah, a lot.
I love
More
that.
common than we thought.
Yeah. Well, if you put all of them in a room and you grab the Dash Man Austin,
They still will be over 5 foot.
he will feel like a
I
giant.
knew you were gonna bring Dash into this. I was waiting for it.
He will feel like a giant.
You will.
You know.
So will I, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'5", so.
You know, it's not bad. It's not terrible. Right?
No.
Yeah. Austin's 5'2", and
Yeah.
he does take his height to heart. So
He does.
But you know, we lovingly burn him once in a while.
He's still taller than. He's not the shortest on the show, so
He's
he
not.
should be happy.
Yeah, he was at one point, but now
was.
he's not. So
Yeah.
thank you, Andrea, for that.
I do need to
Yes,
get him
you're
a new
welcome,
booster seat, though.
Dash.
Yes.
Wherever you're at.
You probably watched the video, and I'm sure everybody has, because this is from 2013, where everybody was meddling it out in a Denny's, and he said, "What's up? What's up? What the fuck's up, Denny's?" Would you play at a Denny's?
I think I would. Yeah.
Could you imagine that? I would.
Let's go live at Denny's.
Yeah,
See, but she could just run in with the guitar and just go.
Just,
Be like,
Yeah.
just start.
just
going.
fucking start
See
playing.
how long you get before
Yeah.
the staff tries
jump
to
on the
make it
tables,
easy.
kick shit over. Yeah.
They had a guy recently. He was at a casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he jumped up on a table, I guess, like on one of the, I don't know if it was like a blackjack table or whatnot. No clothes or anything. Nobody did anything about it until the security saw him messing around with cards and chips. And then they were like, okay, now we got to get this guy out of here. So they were more worried about the cards and the chips than they were about anything else.
Well, yeah, it's Vegas. They're built on money.
Have you ever been to Vegas, Lola?
I haven't. No.
That's one place I want to go to. And
I
not,
At least
haven't
once.
been either.
I'm not a gambler, but like I want to see the sights, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more of a sights guy.
The shows.
Have you seen
yeah.
that new thing they have?
What do they got?
Like this giant fucking LED sphere, like 16K resolution. Can see it from miles away.
I did actually. I saw
Yeah.
that. I thought that was pretty cool. I also thought that was.
What do you do with it? You just look at it.
Well, you can, but they do shows on the interior.
I'm just wondering. You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's a visual thing for literally
Oh,
anyone
okay.
can watch it for
All
free.
right.
But they do have like actual shows, concerts on the inside
Yeah.
that will be projected on the screen
Outside?
for
Oh,
everyone to see.
how nice.
I think that's pretty cool. Corey says I need to play at Denny's, and I would love to see Easy Death play at Denny's. I'd love that. I would actually get in the mosh pit and everything. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We'll do it live, you know.
Just throw some pancakes.
Oh yeah, you gotta,
Definitely.
yeah. You're in the mosh pit, right? You're just having a good time. You're shoving your face full of pancakes.
I'd rather get hit with a pancake than a fist. So
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
there
that's
you go.
probably the best thing to do. You
like,
don't,
like angry
I
slap.
don't
him.
know.
You know how everybody be throwing the cheese at
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Try to smack you. I'd
I
rather.
don't know,
have
but
it
a
with
pancake has more surface area, so
It
I feel like it
does.
might hurt more.
Ghost Media says heading out to an interview for tonight. Thanks for the entertainment while we were setting up. Love you all. Yeah,
Bye.
thank you for tuning in, Ghost
Yeah.
Media. So I know this is a huge controversial thing to talk about, especially in the content creator, music artist scene. Artificial intelligence.
There we go.
Holy shit, is that blowing up right now? And I'm not even talking about like music. I'm not even talking about that at all. I'm talking about like video. There is video. There is photos. They all look pretty good now.
Yeah.
And we've seen some things, but like the music.
No, it's even affecting the
Dude,
movie
I
industry
just-
too.
I
Yeah.
just heard they took what is his name? I can't remember. Never mind. Go on. Just
So-
move forward. I've lost my thought.
The music part of it though is kind of creepy, and I want to get your take on this because as a music artist, I know some people that are kind of worried about this because this might turn into something that might hinder music artists from being able to go forward with
I
their
remember now. It's Johnny Cash doing Barbie World.
Oh no,
Oh God.
Yeah, they did.
That's
they
real?
did it.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, so they AI'd it.
Oh,
music. I hate it. I heard there's so what I've been listening to is Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. We obviously know he's been dead since 2002.
yeah.
But people are making songs about him singing songs that Alice in Chains have released within the last 10 years. And that's scary. That's scary. So, Lola, what do you think about AI music and all that stuff? Like, do you find that to be kind of. Is it scary to you or do you think it's cool? Like, what do you think is going to happen in the music world because of it?
Wait, so they're taking like artists' voices that have been like artists that are dead, like their voices, and putting them on other songs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they're making new
Okay.
songs.
so what they'll do is they'll take a sample of the person's voice. They'll have it run through this system. It might take up to an hour, maybe longer than that. So it'll analyze every like tone and pitch of the voice, and then they like tell it to play or Lane Staley sing this song, and it'll come out really like
It was
Good.
scary how close I was. Like, I actually like Johnny Cash's version of Barbie World, the real one.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
not gonna lie. Andrew
Not
likes it.
gonna lie.
I might
So-
have to listen to it.
Yeah.
But see, this is what the problem is.
Yeah.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
See? She said it was good. Now I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna tell people it's good. They're gonna listen. See what you did? See what you did?
And someone's gonna be out of a job now because we're listening to AI
Shit.
music.
Right.
Never mind. It's not good. Don't.
So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure Aqua isn't even in business anymore.
No.
The original writers of. I
No, probably not.
think they're all dead.
Probably.
I would assume that just like anything else, there'd be people who are just like, "That's not the real thing, man.
Yeah.
Can't.
It's
I
not.
can't
It's
be
like
with
when
it.
they-
I've got to have it all natural."
When they used a hologram of Tupac at Coachella.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Like, would you have so say in the future they have a show and it's what do you call it? A hologram?
yeah.
Yeah.
They have a hologram of Lola playing on stage. How would you feel about that?
I mean, if like I'm not alive and they're doing that, heck yeah. Like, but if I'm like still alive and they're doing that, I'd be like, okay, why am I not there?
Right, exactly. I don't know.
Here's a fucked up twist, though.
Oh, okay.
If they do it after you're dead,
Yeah.
they're still making money off of your intellectual property, even though you're dead.
See, with that, I think that would.
You'd have to sign over the rights to it
Have
before.
you guys watched Black Mirror?
Yes.
I love Black
So
Mirror.
yeah. So you get. So
Mhm.
this is almost like the Miley Cyrus episode.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's pretty spooky. I'm just saying. I'd be trying to fight back too. Right? I don't care if
I'd be
you
like-
know.
I'd be like, give me 10%, just put it in my coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, just slide it through just pry it open just a little bit and slide it in
Push it through.
and just reseal the coffin. You're good to go.
Yeah.
I feel like, look, artificial intelligence, yes, it's cool. It's kind of like, it's impressive, but it's scary.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Because one of these days, let's fast forward to like 2085. What's that going to look like? Look what we've gone to already in a matter of what, a year, maybe two.
I mean, Elon Musk straight up told China that super intelligence could run their country within the next 25 years.
Right. And that's just running. That's running a country, like not just
Yeah.
making music or
No,
making
not
photos.
like running an entire country, government, everything.
So now we're gonna hear when Lola's dead and gone. They're gonna hear songs of her just singing like Barbie World and
Everything.
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 Does that make you feel weird though? Like that's possible? Like somebody could do that? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess more people know who I am, like if I'm singing. So what else is like? I don't know.
It's like 100 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, remember that person that
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter. Like even like Johnny Cash, like back, just fast forward. Who's gonna remember like all the new generation? Like I don't think they're gonna remember him like we do. Like I think we're like on the cusp of that generation of like, oh well,
People not knowing who we know.
Well, listen, there's kids out there that are 14 years old now. They're wearing
I have no
Nirvana
idea.
shirts.
I
Don't even
have-
know who they are.
Nope.
I have no idea
Mhm.
who's popular on the radio
I don't either.
right now.
I don't listen to it.
I have a subscription. You know what I mean? Like I have YouTube Music, and I listen to the same 12
I
songs.
I
that
just pop a Motley Crue CD in.
Oh,
I'm good.
God.
Yeah.
Stop.
What's your what's your I wouldn't say favorite. What are you listening to right now? Like a consistent 5 artist list. What are you listening to right now in these days?
Trying to think. Bring Me the Horizon's definitely still on there. I feel like I listen to the same bands as I did in high school.
I'm gonna see them in a couple of weeks.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Dang.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm August 4th. I get to see them.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Them and Fall Out Boy.
Oh.
That's
I missed the
that's
Fall Out Boy
not
show.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Right.
I think I gotta say, like, I've opened my genres of music over the years. Big metalhead in high school, and then I got into like all kinds of like electronic music, and then
Mhm.
Lately I've been listening to things you probably wouldn't think I would listen to because
Are you going country, Harold?
No. Like, here's a surprise for you. I love old country. I'm talking Marty Robbins country. Yeah,
Damn, holy
I'm
shit.
talking 40s. Talking like
God.
My dad.
I'm
Yeah.
scared for your child.
He's gonna, dude. This kid is so. My wife and I are expecting our first kid within a month.
Yes.
This kid is gonna have a plethora of music.
Oh, God.
This kid has no idea what he's gonna like. He's gonna have
And he
so many
will
choices.
listen to Motley Crue.
Oh yeah, he's gonna listen to that.
Well, I mean, anybody can listen to it. Liking it is a
Hey.
difference.
I'll just get some AI to make some new words.
Okay, wait. So what's the rest of her list? She only named off one.
Bring Me the Horizon.
So who else?
I feel like okay, Demi Lovato.
Okay.
I love her new sound. Like she's going in. I feel like it's actually her new direction. Like she's actually going to what she wants to do, and it's like this pop punk kind of feel to it.
Mhm.
So, I'm just like Rain City Drive, Bad Omens. That's 4, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one. I'm gonna say NF because I love his
Ah.
lyrics.
Yeah, I gotta say, when you brought up the whole Demi Lovato thing, it made me think. Do you find music artists when they first start out, like, do you find their sound to be something they think people want to hear, or do you find it that some like? Because I find it like you said, now she's coming out as okay, this is what I want to play.
Mhm.
Is it something that a lot of music artists do? They start playing things that they think people want to hear, and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm going to do what I want now.
Well, or whatever they're signed to
Yeah.
play,
Right.
and then they figure later on, once they have the money, they can, then they can do what they actually wanted.
I remember when dubstep first started really becoming big in the music industry.
Mhm.
Every artist on the radio was using it.
Dubstep.
Every artist.
Yeah.
Because they thought that's what people wanted to hear. So that's what they based their entire fucking everything off of
Yeah.
for that period of time. So yeah, it can happen.
Like right
Mhm.
now, you're playing things that you obviously want to do. I mean, you're not like signed anything or anything like that. You have the freedom to pretty much do whatever you would like.
Yeah.
I think it's
Um,
freeing.
it is. I know, like Avril Lavigne, like is one of those people that, like when she first started, she had to write what people wanted her to write, and then when I think I don't know when it was that she actually started writing the stuff that she wanted to write, but it might have been like recently, because she was signed to a label for a while that she had to write like pop music, and now she's able to do more like an edgier style.
Yeah.
No more skater boy.
Nope.
Mhm.
I feel like so like Britney Spears. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
This is a whole.
That was a big one.
Yeah, and it's still like to this day. I'm not sure what happened. Like, was she always going down this road? Like, I feel bad. Like,
I
The
think it was
problem
mostly her
is
father.
when you spend your whole life being like somebody else is always doing everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mhm.
when you're an adult and then given all those things, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of clueless because, in a sense, you've been
Sheltered.
coddled.
Yeah, that was me about 5 years ago.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for Britney
Like-
Spears to make a metal album.
Oh, me too.
Seriously.
Please.
Could you
Like,
imagine?
break
God.
out and finally just do whatever she actually wants to because she obviously,
Yeah.
is, you know.
No, I want fucking Dolly Parton to do a metal album.
You know what,
Yes.
guys? Artificial intelligence. It.
We could.
You could AI it.
We could.
If it never happens, and say Dolly Parton passes on,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
AI it.
We could.
It's all good. You know, you
Mhm.
just have her sing some Slipknot
Yeah. Yeah.
before I forget what
She
Dolly
would.
Parton.
It's just nobody's asked. I don't think she would turn it down.
I mean, she made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so
I'm just saying, she's a very easygoing lady.
she is, and very plastic too.
Yes.
She
Well,
don't give a shit.
No, I know she doesn't.
Lola,
Good
who
for
would
her.
you like to open? Who would you open for? Like, who's a dream music artist or band? Who's a dream artist you'd want to open for at a show?
So many. Right now, I feel like Rain City Drive would be. I would say Paramore, but Paramore is going in a direction that I'm not really like. I respect it, totally respect it, but it's not the direction that I'm going in anymore. So, probably like Rain City Drive or I don't know. I mean, like I like Demi Lovato too. I mean, in this moment would be awesome, but I feel like that's jumping up too high for it.
Oh yeah, in this moment. Oh my god, when they came here, what was the album that was out? 2015. That was.
They were just here the other day, weren't they?
I think so.
They just don't come here. They
Often.
just
They come
It's
around.
like Syracuse or
And when they came here, they went to the Water Street Music Hall. Can you believe that? Like, that's a very small venue for them. When you lived in here in Rochester, did you go to any shows? Like, what was any venues that you went to if you did?
shoot.
I know I went to a winery down there. I don't remember the name of it. I think it was in Syracuse.
There's a
That's
lot of
all-
spots in Syracuse.
Yeah, I put on a festival in Syracuse. I think it was I wish I could remember the winery, but it was like it was like surrounded by this like farmland. But it was like near the city too, so it was weird. But yeah.
Yeah, I like we have a place called Photo City Music Hall. I like the acoustics in there. I like the lighting.
Yeah.
Obviously they have lights like this hanging out in the bar and all that. So I like the vibes in there. Montage Music Hall is good.
Yeah.
I'm going there soon.
You going there soon?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah.
Poison the Prophet, right?
Yeah. Poison the Prophets playing
Talk slut.
tonight.
Yeah.
Last show. Last show.
Whose death impacted you the most in the music world? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that have passed on within the last few years, but who's somebody that passed on that impacted you the most?
Probably Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, when I found that out, I was
That-
that hit.
It sucked.
I was
And
like,
not
"You
in a
gotta
good
be
way."
kidding." No, it sucked. I was like, I was reading something online and then I stumbled upon it.
Mhm.
I go, what? And you know how it is? Like, you see these things online, you're like, no, it's bullshit, you know?
Mhm.
You go, no, that can't be real. It's
And
just,
then,
that's all it is.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
and then everyone starts reporting on it. And
Yeah.
That's when you know.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
There was a radio show I was listening to, and that's when it confirmed for me that it was real. I was like, wow. You know, Linkin Park, I never got to see them live. Did you get to see them live, Lola?
I didn't know.
I wish I would have seen them live, man. That would have been crazy.
I've never met a single person that had one bad thing to say about Linkin Park.
No.
Mm-mm.
Never.
I was interested to see what they were going to go in sound. You know, you were talking about...
Didn't they actually use AI for Chester?
They did recently.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know he's not here any longer, but somebody did. And that was actually the first time I realized, wow, this is fucked up.
That was like when it was first happening.
Voice-wise, yes. Yeah. Music-wise, I heard a Nirvana track a few years ago, and it was a real person singing it, but it kind of sounded like Kurt Cobain. So I played it on the car, and I said to my wife, I go, yeah, this is a new song by Nirvana. They just released a new single, you know? Kurt Cobain's still at it. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I go, what? You didn't hear? And then I was like, okay, I'm fucking around. Yeah, this is all AI, and this is a guy singing over it. It sounds like Kurt Cobain. But now it's like they will put Kurt Cobain's voice in there, and it will sound real.
Yeah.
That's just, it's terrifying.
It is.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I really find, like, artificial intelligence, when it comes down to it, like, what we see already, I'm already starting to see videos. Like, they have Lane Staley talking about YouTube and AI, and it looks legit. Like, there's no, like, glitching or anything like that. His mouth's moving to the words.
Yep.
Do you find that kind of weird, though, Lola? Like, do you find that, like, scary in the sense that you can't tell what's real anymore once this comes into play? Like,
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I haven't really, like, encountered any AI yet, but now that you're giving me something to look up now.
oh, please do.
Thanks a lot.
Please do. I like to go down these rabbit holes.
Agents of Chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is scary, though.
It is terrifying because I feel like now, like, you know, you always like, okay, where's the pictures? Where's the proof? Where's the video? Before you're like, the video is real. Like you can't dispute that. Now it's kind of like,
You can't.
Is it real?
You can't.
is it right? Like, oh, Ghost said some really controversial shit that might get him canceled. And
Yeah.
he didn't. But somebody might make a video and it's like, oh yeah, he did.
Exactly.
And it
Yeah,
would
he did.
in the studio would look the same as it does now.
I always do. I always do. No filter.
No filter. That's why we do it live, right?
Always.
Always.
Afterburn.
Yeah, oh yeah, we might have to. It's been almost a year. But I worry, like, you know, like, I mean, we're already getting scams on phones. Like, there was a little old lady that had a phone call that her son called her, said, hey, I need some money because I need to get out of this situation. She gives up the money. He comes home from work, and she tells him what happened, and he goes, what are you fucking talking about? I was at work all day. So she gave up some money to somebody who sounded like that guy. That was her son. It was her son, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was somebody completely different, and that's what's scary.
Great.
How do you feel about tickets getting bought up by scalpers and people selling them for just expensive
prices?
Yeah, how do you feel about that? I mean, I find that kind of crazy too.
I guess it depends on the band. Like, I opened for this band I've never even heard of, or it's a group, like a hip hop group, and I forget what's the name of them. The Outlaws is what their name was, and they were like, the person was charging $50 a ticket, and no one's even heard of this group. And so, like, we had people show up, but it probably would have been a lot more people if it was like $10 instead of $50. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and you saw it. Well, I don't know. Like, Taylor Swift was what? It was up in the thousands. Those tickets.
Yeah. No, fucking
crazy.
Ticketmaster fucked that up.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. Like, all these websites and stuff that sell tickets, they're like $50 service charges and stuff.
Well,
There-
then
there-
tickets
there's
go
a-
on sale, and then you get this influx of customers.
Yeah.
And the site just
Yeah, but
fucking kills itself.
so
like-
I'm taking my kid to Post Malone on Monday,
Posty.
and
Posted.
the other two people I'm going with, she had a Citibank card, and I guess I don't know. They offered her first dibs at tickets, but they would only give so many. So they are trying to stop the whole being able to buy that shit out thing.
God, I hope
but
so.
I don't think it. I don't know if they have as good of a security for the when it gets down to the main people.
Yeah.
But they at least have that for like the pre-sale.
Yeah. Who's somebody that you saw that you had to spend a lot of money to see? Because I think we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
And Excision was one because we never actually went to go see him. I spent like $60 and never even got to go. And he was in Syracuse at that time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
We all got tickets to that.
We all did. And we never got to go.
Why didn't you get to go?
Just things didn't happen. I guess they didn't line up. I just stayed at work a little longer.
My
than I was
ticket got
supposed to.
lost in the mail somehow. I just took that as a sign as not to go.
Yeah.
But no, most expensive show I've been to.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper opening for Motley Crue.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that being pricey.
4th row from the stage.
How much?
It was about 700 and change.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And that was for 2 people.
2 people. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's a little less than that, but it's,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
even as good of a lineup.
Wow.
Okay, so I spent like I don't know, 300 ish.
Okay. Yeah.
Who'd you go see? Here we
The
go.
Jonas Brothers.
Oh no! Come on, Andrea.
I had to take Victoria.
Okay. It's for the kids.
Do it for the kids.
It was the Jonas Brothers. It hurt so much. And then afterwards, she was like, "You should have taken me to see Post Malone," which is how we ended up where we are now.
Yeah,
which
that's-
is now I'm fucking taking her to see Post Malone.
I go see Post.
Gotta go see Post.
Who
Yeah,
is
but this is
also
a
a local
lot
artist.
cheaper.
Yes, he is.
He's
here.
from Syracuse.
He's from Syracuse,
Yep,
yes, and this is a way cheaper. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so the problem was it was Key Bank and Buffalo.
Oh,
yeah.
That's why. And and she also got me for Bieber tickets,
Ooh.
Oh.
which were a smidge less. But so yes, I also paid like $300 to see Justin Bieber.
Ah. Well, who'd you spend some dineros on? Who'd you spend money on to go see?
I haven't. So I don't know. The most I've probably spent was maybe like 100. That was probably Paramore.
Mm.
That was probably the most expensive, probably.
It's not bad though. Paramore's awesome. I can go see them.
Worth it.
Oh hell yeah.
It really depends on where you want to sit.
Yeah.
Like if you go to CMAC or Darien Lake,
Forget it.
lawn tickets are fucking cheap as shit.
Yeah.
Sit in the fucking grass, bring a blanket.
But if you want to sit in the seats, forget it.
$60 for the lawn.
Yeah. It's
What do you-
still cheaper than $100 just for one.
That is true.
What do you think about parking in these venues? Like at a big show, what do you find? Do you find it to be worth paying extra to get out of there earlier, or do you just park and just wait it out?
I'd rather park in, like, even if I have to walk a long time, like, I'd rather park in a free spot. So I'm trying to think. I know, like, the parking at the venue here, I know it's free, but like if parking is all full, and we just park at Walmart, like that's like
Yeah.
right nearby.
Yeah, I find that like if I were to do it now, like I'd just say, yeah, just park a little
Yeah.
further or something if you can.
Mhm.
Because a couple of times we went to Darien Lake, whew, boy, you're gonna be there for like a couple hours.
No, even at
So-
fucking Photo City.
really?
Like, yeah, no, that parking lot gets packed quick.
Well, yeah, but at least there's
You just
parking.
gotta get there early.
Hardly.
Well,
No,
No, I had to park in some fucking decrepit parking lot, like up the
road.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, next to that side street,
Yeah.
right past it.
Yeah.
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 No, so for Posty Malone, my friend's husband has a parking pass, for handicapped, so that was their plan, even though I am a firm believer in splitting the cost for the VIP pass,
Yeah.
parking
Fair.
pass,
Yeah.
that for Darien Lake.
Oh,
To me,
yeah.
I feel it's worth it.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same as the to leave early, but if you don't care about Encore and get to the car
Mm-hmm.
at VIP fast enough, you're out within a half hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Bam, bam, boom, out. So it's $65, but if you're splitting it with whoever you're in the car with, it's worth it. So I tried talking my group into that.
Yeah.
They said no, and then they realized later that these places now are checking to make sure that the handicapped person is in the vehicle, and he is not going with us. So now we're stuck in regular parking.
Oh,
But for Bring the Horizon and Fallout Boy, I got a VIP pass.
Oh shit! All right.
Because you're closer to the line,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just feel like if you want to beeline it during the last song, you can get out pretty fast.
No, parking at Darien is
yeah.
nightmare.
Sketchy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Last time my wife and I went to go see a show, there was back when we first started dating, and I told her, I said, "It's gonna be a long time because we saw Blink 182 and all that." My ex and
I took Tuesday off. I was like, no way am I
yeah.
gonna expect to go home at any decent hour.
Well, I took Omen to see Motley Crue,
Yeah.
and I don't know. We had a decent parking spot, but getting out,
Yeah,
Was terrible.
that's what it
we
is.
we just sat and waited.
You have to.
We're like,
What's the
what
point?
are we gonna do?
Even when you get out onto one of the roads, then you're.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's still a pain in the butt until like halfway down 90.
Just
I
to get
feel
on
like.
the throughway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking hell.
Yep.
There
It's
was
supposed to
one,
be a fun time.
I'm
is.
driving that. Sweet.
there was one time, like I said, we were there, and this one lady got out of the car, and because you're waiting for everybody to get out, and cops have it blocked off.
Mhm.
Well, I was like, well, we might as well take a nap. Before I took a nap, I witnessed this lady get out of her car and get between her and this other car, and
He.
oh yeah,
Well,
Full on.
because we're not you. There's no way that you're not.
No,
like-
you're,
No,
I'm like, but we see you, and I don't want to see
it
this.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where they need porta potties
I
then
agree.
every few feet.
Yeah, they should.
Knowing that we all like we're all
yeah,
supposed
just
to
all
hold it.
along the road.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, they should.
Seriously.
Well, what's the worst experience you've had going to a show? Like, I know we've talked about crazy things, but what's the worst experience you had?
I mean, probably not being able to be in a mosh pit is the worst experience. And during a metal show, it's like, because I know here, I think it's like everywhere now because of maybe like how bad they've been getting. But the last show I was at, I forgot, Rain City Drive was playing, and then they had I think Ebola open for them, and we weren't allowed to have like a mosh pit, and it was just like, do I just stand here and listen to this band?
Right.
So
That's the spot in Niagara Falls,
Oh,
where Perspectives played at.
yeah.
The first one, I don't think so much the second show, but the first show, they were stopping anybody who would even consider starting a pit, and you're like, then why are we here?
What's the
I
point?
don't know
Yeah.
what to do. Yeah.
Our boy's
I
perspective.
feel your pain on that.
Our boy's
Like, you're
perspective's
like-
coming out with new masks and all
Well,
that.
so you got Reinhold up there like yelling at all of us, like, "Why are you not moving?"
Because the
We're
venue
all
doesn't
like,
want it.
Because we're gonna get kicked out, sir. Like, I'm sorry. I want to so bad.
We went to a Photo City show. I don't know if you could see her. Her name is Joyce. She's an old lady mannequin. I know it's always intimidating when somebody comes in the studio and sees us.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the Spooky Metal Man saw it, and maybe his wife and maybe her mother, because she came here too in support.
Yeah.
I'm probably wondering if they think I'm some psychopath because I have this here, but there's a story behind
Just
it.
keeping an old lady in your basement.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
we threw her in a mosh pit at Photo City. That
We
was
did.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
She got in on the action.
She did.
Yeah.
Like
Photo City wouldn't let the lady with the
Dinosaur.
blow up dinosaur outfit on though.
No.
yeah, they used to
Like,
allow
I
this
feel
stuff.
like they should allow those.
Yeah, I want to see a big dinosaur in the middle of a mosh pit.
I
Let's go.
think it's concern over concealing something inside.
Oh.
They don't want to risk, someone walking in with a giant inflatable outfit, and then, hey, look, I'm going to shoot everyone.
Well, I feel like the chick was like offering to take it off and put it back on or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Right, and they said no.
But their reasoning for not allowing it,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's crazy. Like I
I
don't know.
think it'd be cool.
it would be.
Like anytime I see a video where they're all like, all right, like I don't know, like Pikachu or somebody is like fucking waiting for their turn, and then they're all just like, "Nah." It's like it's amazing. It's lovely.
What do you think about crowd kills and what do you think about karate in the mosh pit? Do you find that to be kind of absurd, or do you find it to be something that's normal in the mosh pit?
I just think it's funny. Karate in the mosh pit. Yeah. It's laughable. It's a good time. So
I Oh,
As
yeah.
long as I'm not like, in front of them.
Watching them
It's cool.
wail their arms and all that.
Mhm.
You got some
Yeah.
15-year-old going to their first show. Hey, mom, thanks for dropping me off. Goes in, gets spin kicked, knocked the fuck out.
Missing teeth,
yeah.
bleeding everywhere.
Had fun, ma. Don't worry about me.
I'm going back next week.
Yeah. We were at the
That's why
last
I
show.
don't go in. Been too short
Oh,
for all
jeez.
that. You know what I mean? Like there's
No.
too many body parts flying at that low level.
Do you mosh pit, Lola? It sounds like you do.
Yeah.
I do. Last time I sprained my ankle and didn't notice it was sprained until the end of the show.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Nice. Beast
Mhm.
mode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beast mode.
Fight through the pain.
Fight through the pain. Yeah, I just I don't know, man. Just the older I get, I'm just like I gotta
I
be
was
more.
gonna say I'm too old for that shit.
I
Yeah.
gotta be more conservative, you know. It's like when you hit that 30 mark, you start thinking about it.
Oh, my body's too fragile. I'm like, they'll break me.
30 mark. That's so funny.
When you have a physical job, it's like kind of hard because you don't want to fuck.
Or,
up
you
your-
know, a child on the way.
Well, that too, you know. I don't want to be in a wheelchair rolling in and saying, "Oh, look, here comes my kid.
There's my boy.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah.
Dad, why are you in a wheelchair?" Oh, don't. You know, you give him some elaborate story about, how you got in a mosh pit and yeah.
Yeah.
But really, you just
Then
twisted
he
your
does it
ankle.
to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, no, we're not. I know eventually you probably will, but not at the age of 5. Please don't do that.
I don't know. Oh, no, he's going to be moshing early.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We'll give him some stuffed animals and we'll play some metal music for him, and then he could do that.
Yeah.
Throw Joyce in there. That's okay.
You know, fight a baby doll.
Yeah.
God, your child is... God.
He's gonna be living an interesting life.
Oh, yeah.
Brian says I'm 5 months away from 30, and there's so many new pains. And dude, it will happen.
You don't even know.
Oh.
You,
I'm
No.
not even 30 yet, and I'm horrible.
Well, I was 25 when I had back surgery, so there's my story.
Damn.
I'm not commenting at all.
So when you're up on stage, is it hard to see who's out there because the lights are blinding you, or is it like you can see? Like I know, like a lot of people might not see you, and I seen this at metal shows because you'll be like, hey, yeah, and they don't pay attention. Like I feel like you're in the moment. I feel like that's something that people might take into account because there's some people like, oh, why didn't you say something? It's like, well, because they're probably A, can't see you because the lights, and B, they're just their mindsets in the moment. Like, do you find that to be the case when you're at a show doing a performance?
It depends on the venue. Like sometimes I can see the people, sometimes I can't. Usually like over their heads. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like you'd see specific faces.
No.
I don't.
Or do you like purposely not focus in?
Just stare at the lights, go blind.
Yeah, I usually don't like stare at people or look at people too much because I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just scared to see their facial expression. I if I see them I don't know
Like,
for instance crying, if they were crying to my song, I'm like, it's awesome that you're feeling that towards my song, but I don't know, I'd probably end up crying too, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
I've heard that some
Yeah.
performers actually do stare into the light to
really?
avoid looking at the audience as a way to fix their stage fright.
oh,
So stare at the blinding light.
I
You
know
don't see all the people
who are
in front of
gonna
you.
need to do that.
right.
Yeah.
Especially as being somebody who might have social anxiety or something like
Yep.
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And being introverted,
Mhm.
it might help. You always have these key things that you do to
Yeah.
kind of block that out, right? I mean, is that something you deal with as social anxiety as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know I do, man. It's
Yeah.
like
It's horrible.
it's horrible. Like it took years to get where I'm at now, and I feel like again this show kind of helps because now it's more fluent, more smooth.
And we have that barrier of it not really being in person,
Yeah,
but we're still
yeah.
conversing with people, getting a message
Yeah.
out,
Oh yeah,
interacting.
which I think is cool. I like being
But no,
able to
I
do
fucking
that.
hate people.
Oh,
I have this pen that says most people suck because
Yeah.
yeah, right
They-
here it says most people
Mhm.
suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the pins. Now I like that. That's cool.
Agreed.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I was I'm a big I'm a bit Misfits fan, so you see those vests and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh yeah, you got the patches, the pins. That's
Yeah.
dope. I like that shit.
All of it.
You got the fiend on the back of the vest.
Mhm.
Yeah, It's punk rock, man. Speaking of punk rock, I just want to take a quick moment. A local music artist here locally lost his wife within the last day or two, and just want to acknowledge this and just say my piece on this. Ricky Rotten, if you're listening to this, we just want to say we love you, man. You're in our thoughts. Let's just all send positive vibes his way, and his family's way. He just lost his wife not long ago, and I just want to say, from the bottom of our hearts, we really, really feel for you, man. And if you ever need anything, please reach out. I know you have a lot of support. The city loves you, and it broke my heart when I saw that, because losing somebody close to you, especially like your spouse, is just it's heartbreaking, man. It's something, again, it goes back to mental health and all that. So if you ever need anything, please reach out. Don't go through this alone.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. Is somebody that is big in mental health, what would you say is something that you tend to do to kind of cope with what you deal with on a daily basis? Because I know everyone has different coping mechanisms. What's something that Lola Beth does to cope with some of these things?
Well, first off, I know Ricky, and Ricky's a great guy. He's got a great personality, and he's hilarious. And I want him to know that, like, I'm sorry too. Like, that's awful. Like, I understand, like, that's got to be really hard going through that. But yeah, like, I usually write it out. Like, I'll just turn on like an instrumental, and then I'll just write it out, or like I'll usually talk to a friend, give my cat a hug. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like pets, like your cat, is definitely something that it helps with the coping.
Yeah.
We have 2 cats. They keep me active. They keep my wife active, and
mine keeps my active.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Fucking yells at me every morning. Still has food in her dish.
Oh yeah,
I'm
still
hungry,
yells.
Dad.
Doesn't matter.
What the fuck is wrong with
She's a
you?
princess.
Yeah,
she
Leave
is.
her alone. She's gorgeous.
No, she's got those blue eyes. Oh,
Yeah, you can't say no to that, Ghost.
no, it can't.
Lola, what's your cat's name?
Buddy.
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 Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there a reason why you call him Buddy? Is it just
So I got him at the SPCA when he was 8, and he was already named Buddy, but he acts like a buddy. He's always wants to be around me, so.
he's mad chill, right?
He's a good buddy.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
My cat, the one cat I have, just turned 10 this year. Her name is Midna from the video game Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
Aw.
And then Ghosts, I actually adopted a cat from him.
Yeah, you did.
Her name's Nova Ray. She's a
Nova.
calico.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're like kids, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I have a Siamese, Azura.
She's such a beautiful
Oh,
cat,
God.
man.
No, I went to Lollipop, and I wasn't dead set on adopting anything. I was
Right.
just window shopping.
Yeah.
But I looked in this window, and I just saw those fucking
Big
bright
blue
blue
eyes.
eyes just
You needed it. You needed the
glaring
hammer.
at me, and I'm like, "That's the one. Get her right now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need her."
You just know. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
know when you
Yeah.
connect with that cat or that animal,
Oh,
or
yeah.
dog or whatever. You just connect with them.
Anything.
You just know. Brian says, so sorry to hear. Sending love and positive thoughts for Ricky Rodden. Yeah, it's just pets are family, so it's very hard to lose them too. As the older they get, you're like, you dread it.
Ricky actually recently lost a pet too.
Oh, I think I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, his
Damn.
Their cat. She had just posted about it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough. Right now it's just a tough time for everybody. And I just want to, just say, we're sending a lot of positive vibes and all the
Yeah.
love we can to Ricky. And it just, you feel for him.
You don't got to go through it alone.
No,
So don't.
just reach out. That's a huge thing. I think we all struggle is to reach out,
Yeah.
and
Well, because you get that sense of feeling like you're a burden to
Right.
the people you're reaching out to.
yeah, I understand that because that's
And you don't want them to look at you some type of way.
right.
Oh, they're going through this. They're coming to me for help. So
Yeah.
Yep.
this,
think-
that, and every other thing.
Yeah, I
So.
think we need to set aside the ego and the pride at that
Yeah.
point, and just you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I need to start following that advice because that's not something I do. I just bottle it up and just kind of like deal with it my own way, and
then
it sucks. But oh yeah, and you don't want that.
No.
And that's why I was like asking Lola. I was like, hey, what do you do for coping? And writing is a good way of doing it. I think writing is one of the best ways you can get it out there, especially when you're making music.
Mhm.
So when you listen to like different artists and all that, does any of them resonate with you? Now, here's a good question for you. What song, just one song, what song makes you actually either tear up or cry or choke up? What's a song that would make you do that?
Like there's two of Rain City Drive songs. One is I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. Basically stating like the way that you like talk to yourself mentally, like you wouldn't like say the things you'd say to yourself to a friend. So like that's one of those songs. And I think the other one it like goes, no one fucks with me no one fucks with me like I do. So it's basically like saying like I'm my own worst enemy. Like nobody really hates on me like as much as I do myself. Like yeah.
Yeah. And I always find that interesting because some people will not speak up about that. Like, not the most emotional person in the world, but I would say there are songs out there. One by In This Moment, there's a song, oh god, it's like she's talking about flames, and it was from the Star-Crossed Wasteland album, and it was and when I first listened to that album, I had just lost a close friend. I still to this day don't understand how she passed. The real story, I don't know what the real story was. Even to this day, I just like, her and I, we knew each other for 16 years. We dated for a brief moment, but we were close friends. And, I listened to that song, and it's one of those things you think about is just, you start thinking about, do we see people after this life? And we have all those questions circulating in our heads, like after we lose somebody.
Yeah.
And just that song does, if I listen to it and I just get lost in it, yeah, it chokes me up. I'm not gonna lie, it does do that. What about you, Andrea? What song makes you choke up?
Gideon, If You Love Me, Let Me Go.
Really? All right. I don't know if I've heard that one. Gideon, though, it's
rough.
it's okay. Everybody's got through. Ghost, Motley Crue. What song did they?
Oh,
Is it Motley Crue?
No, it's not.
No.
No,
We're not.
it's actually Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Yeah. One of the songs he did for Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it just had a lot to do with him and his mother, and Phil Collins' actual relationships.
Yeah.
And it makes me appreciate what I have.
Yeah.
So
I think sometimes you forget what you have already.
that or Billy Joel, Piano Man.
Piano Man?
Yeah.
Okay. One last question for you, Lola. What soundtrack? No, not one soundtrack. What movie would you, existing or maybe one that's coming out soon, what movie would you have loved to have made a song for the soundtrack? I don't know if I've ever asked this question, but I always think about because I found certain bands in my life through movies.
Yeah.
Smell Empty Soul being one of them. Edema actually from a video game soundtrack. But regardless, when you listen to music, sometimes you wonder, this would be good in a movie or a show or a game or something. What soundtrack would you would you like to write or maybe even have your current songs for? What movie or show?
It's a hard one. I would say show. I really like Disenchantment. So probably that one.
Disenchantment?
Or Disenchanted. I think it's called Disenchanted. Yeah. But it's the guy
Is
who
that
made
on
The Simpsons made it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Netflix,
Oh,
yeah.
is that on Netflix or
Mhm.
Hulu?
Netflix, I think.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
a cartoon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I gotta
No,
check that
it's
out.
pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. I'm always looking for different things.
Mhm.
My wife and I are always watching different things. Right now we're watching Outlander. And like we're kind of
Okay.
like holding off. We're like edging on the season now because they're coming out or have already started coming out with them. And Kat's like, I don't want to kill it, and then we have to wait another week. I go, but that's how it was in the old days. We got to
Yep.
do it anyways,
Yep.
you know.
Had to watch them weekly. And
Yeah,
Had to wait.
I don't know what it is
Instead
though.
of binge.
Outlander is so good, like the time traveling aspect of it. But I don't know what it is about that, like the Scottish music that's playing in it. But it does for some reason. It kind of makes me like. I wouldn't say reminisce, but like you ever reminisce about something that you never experienced? Like that's kind of what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I always find
I
that.
don't know, I get that same type of feeling hearing like odd bagpipes.
Yeah.
So
Is there any music that you've listened to? It could be even like older music. Is there something that you've listened to that made you like find yourself reminisce about something you never experienced or
Probably the song Hallelujah.
really?
Yeah.
It's such a weird.
I don't know, like yeah.
it's
It's like
it's
I don't know
definitely
what
weird to think
it
about.
makes me feel. Right. Like I don't know what it like it's like I don't even know what it makes me feel, but it just makes me feel something that's like really deep and I'm just like every time I listen to it, I just like get this like these chills and I'm like, I don't know where these are coming from, but
it's there.
yeah.
Yeah. I find
Mhm.
that like even music and smells and stuff like that, it'll like kick me to a place that I never been to, but for some reason it feels very familiar, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm out in the country, and it's like blue hour in the middle of winter, and you smell like fire. Now I like the smell of fire, anyways. It's a good smell to me. I don't know. It's just like one of those things. It just brings me back to like camping and stuff, and being able to just tell stories and sit around the campfire.
Synesthesia?
So I have synesthesia, and that's basically like so. If you like look at a number or a letter, like the most common one is like you associate that letter or number with a color.
Oh.
Mine's different. Like I have a weird thing. Like certain sounds, I'll identify as like certain things, or like the number 1 would be a male, and 2 would be female, 3 would be male, 4 would be male, 5 would be female. Like I have that weird synesthesia. Had it as a kid, but I don't know. It's just it's a weird. You perceive things differently, I guess, in the world compared to everybody else. But so Lola, let's ask you this: where can we find you? What platforms are you on, and where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. I think any like big listening platform you can find me on. If you just look at like Lola Beth on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, you can find me Lola Beth Music.
All right.
Yeah,
Very cool.
go subscribe to her YouTube and follow her on Spotify. And
Just don't follow her in real life.
yeah, please don't do that. Jesus,
Don't do that.
no, and stop inboxing your creepy messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it. Do
Enough.
better.
Enough.
Yeah, and that's why I always like to say that, like just because you never know, you just never know who's out there, and that's the scary part about putting yourself out there as a content creator is like you just never know who's out there, maybe doing some weird stuff, know.
Mhm.
But Lola, thank you for coming on with us. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I hope you had fun.
Yes.
Hope to have you on again. at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Always welcome. We'll see where you're at in maybe a year's time. See where you've
Where
released
you've
and all
moved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where you end up. Yeah.
Yeah.
that. And if you're ever up this way, maybe we'll see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for
Yeah.
reaching out.
Yeah.
I know that you reached out to me originally and said, "Hey, can you like and sub?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I don't mind supporting people. It's nice to be able to do that."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I asked her, "Hey, would you like to be on the show?" And she said, "Yeah." And that's how we ended up here.
There we go.
So, thanks for the opportunity to come on and chat with us. And
Thank you.
yes, everybody go check her out. And again, you can see her on YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Of course, TikTok. Gotta have the TikTok.
Got it.
If you haven't already, go to our Facebook page. Go check that out. Like, share, follow. And then, do that thing on YouTube, too. Please go like, subscribe, hit the bell for all the good times. And don't forget, if you want to support the show, you can go to the mbalmeffect.com, or go to the mbalmeffect.bigcartel.com. Support the show. Represent the dirty.
Yep.
We have mugs, hats, shirts, hoodies.
Condoms.
Oh, well, we did. We did at one point. Yes, that's true. But, you know, we do things a little abstract here.
Yeah.
So,
And we have fun.
yeah, we try to.
And I flew today.
Oh, wow. This is the first time we've heard that all night long. So we'll
See,
give
I
it.
waited. I waited.
It's okay. It's all right. We got-
It was the-
sometimes
See, no, I jumped the gun last time.
You did.
Sure.
Now.
I
So,
didn't say anything.
See, I waited
Shit.
to the very end. I'm all like,
Yeah.
nope, no one's doing it. Okay.
Well, thanks again, Lola, for coming on. And for everybody else, go check her out.
Yes, please
We
do.
will be back live next week on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Rock Hard. This is the M-Balm Effect. Bye.
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt. Oh my god! Whoops, spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.